Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Big Trouble in Little China by John Carpenter starring Kurt Russell. As you might already know, I've watched The Thing on the channel before, which was another collaboration between Carpenter and Russell, a cult classic and a film I've come to love over the last couple of months. Big Trouble in Little China, on the other hand, seems like the film has a completely different tone to that of The Thing. I know that instead of horror, this is a martial arts comedy with fantasy elements. Knowing Carpenter's directorial style, I expect good practical and visual effects and an intriguing plot. Kurt Russell was almost at the peak of his career, and it's always fun to see his work around that time. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions to over 50 movies, early access, and weekly posts for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along, of course. Please consider me a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Big Trouble in Little China. Carpenter, Russell, let's go.
What kind of bus and where, please?
San Francisco, Chinatown.
It's set in San Francisco.
Half a city block explodes in a ball of green flame. If you're protecting Jack
You
Burton...
leave Jack Burton alone.
Okay. You really believe in magic?
In Chinese black magic.
I love how they're introducing the fantasy elements, literally in the first scene.
How can I know that, Mr. Shan?
Nice.
That's how it always begins.
Just a small glimpse of his visual effects, as in Carpenter's. And the 80s music kicks in, yes. Kurt Russell in John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China. Classic.
When some wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, tap the back.
Carpenter completely changed the tone of the film from the beginning scene to this. The music is also by Carpenter. Carpenter usually does his own music. Even if he hires somebody to do his music, he's heavily involved. Like, The Thing was done by Ennio Morricone, but apparently from the comments I learned that Carpenter was actually in charge of the music. One thing I noticed already from my previous John Carpenter film is that he uses a very similar color tone, a little dark, a little gritty, even for The Thing and even for this comedy too. Jack Burton is a truck driver, judging by his truck and his Harley Davidson hat. I usually watch films using subtitles, so even if I'm talking over the film, I'm actually reading what the characters are saying as well. So don't think I missed out on any major bit of dialogue.
You like that one? What do you say, Wang? In English?
Something about beginner's luck. Californians. Ah, shit, Wang. It's only a game.
He wants the chance to win his money back, I think.
It's all in the reflexes.
It always works at home.
I don't know what to think. I don't know.
So how about we meet in my restaurant in a few hours, you know? I pay the money then.
Pay the money now.
Hey, that reminds me of an old Chinese joke.
Save it. I'll give you a lift.
He's not letting Wang out of his sight for a second.
So who we picking up?
A girl. I'm gonna marry her, Jack. I've known her since we were kids. I can't eat, sleep, or think properly without her anymore.
Too much expectations. Okay, she is beautiful. I know this actress before.
You know what I say when it's Miller time?
Don't.
Don't what?
Lords of Death, street gang, punks from Chinatown. This isn't good. What are they doing here?
The music switched to a more upbeat, Asian-inspired music. It's almost like a ticking clock. I think they're here to kidnap Mao Yen.
Let's you and me have a little talk, friend.
Ooh. Creative use of camera angles right there. Nice establishing shots.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Go right down that alley!
The Pork Chop Express.
They're good guys.
In this film, the San Francisco Chinatown has lots of different gangs and factions.
These guys are animals, Jack.
He brought a knife to a gunfight. It's melee combat now. Oh my god, okay.
Chinese standoff.
Chinese standoff, like a Mexican standoff. I'm really enjoying the choreography here. and the fact that Carpenter is generally using wider shots to show the entire action, and he's not cutting at the moment of impact, which a lot of modern directors do. That wasn't convincing at all, but it got the job done. It's that green flame they were talking about in the beginning scene, and something just came out of it. This guy reminds me of Raiden from Mortal Kombat. The visual effects here are very decent for 1986.
Get out of here!
Oh no! There's more fantasy elements than I expected.
I can't see! It's okay, it's only temporary. Lord to death controlled by the Wing Kong, Jack. Eddie Lee, meet my dear friend Jack Burton. Eddie's the new maitre d' here at the Blackpool.
They stole my truck.
Uh-huh. How do you think I feel, Jack? I lost the whole girl.
I lost a whole girl.
What are you doing here?
Don't panic, it's only me, Gracie Law.
Gracie Law.
The girl they kidnapped, they took over to the White Tigers for a quick sale.
Hold it, slow down. I'm feeling a little like an outsider here.
You are!
Jack, listen, I need more of your help. I can't pay you today, okay? Oh, shit. How can I? I need all my cash from Mao Yin.
And it's gonna cost. She's got green eyes.
This is like the third time they mentioned the green eyes.
I got a great idea. It's all up to you now, Jack. My destiny rests in your capable hands.
Sharp dialogue right there.
Boy, sure is raining cats and dogs.
We've got one of our best men inside right now, stirring the pot.
Boy, you know, I wish these were in color, because what I really am sort of in the mood for is a girl with green eyes.
Green eyes.
Chinese girls do not come with green eyes.
They're already suspicious. More of that green light. It has to be some sort of like sorcerer or a witch or I don't know. Some sort of entity. Oh no, no, no. I don't even think they're human. Okay, she's been kidnapped again.
What are they, magicians?
Yeah, sort of. It's...
The Storms have Mao Yin. There's only one place they could take her.
Lopan!
Yes.
You mean the David Lopan that's chairman of the National Orient Bank and owns the Wing Kong Import-Export Trading Company, but who's so reclusive that no one's even laid eyes on this guy in years? Well, I'm Margot Litzenberger. I'm with the Berkeley People's Herald.
Journalist.
What? Where? It's pouring out.
Lopans, the Wing Kong Exchange.
The Wing Kong Exchange? The most dangerous cutthroat den of madmen in Chinatown. You can't just waltz in and out of there like
the wind.
As to, I said I was coming.
Total concentration. You ready, Jack?
I was born ready.
So 80s, I was born ready.
Siu Sam Yi Yo. Hell in the boiling oil.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I am.
They're going underground.
David Lopan, what is he? A ghost?
Plays at being a man. Creature of vast, dark, destructive power.
Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering what Lopan actually was, but that was a good explanation for what it is and its motivations.
What the hell?
And this is typical John Carpenter with his dead body props, which are immaculately made. Not surprising at all. Wow. This is a beautifully made set.
Look, we came here to see David Lopan, all right?
You're looking for a girl with green eyes.
Yes.
It is
Special kind of
Lopan.
woman with dragon green eyes to make me whole again, young again.
Ah.
The god I must appease in order to regain my heart, my blood.
The exposition is very straightforward. I get it now.
And when I find her, I will marry her.
Never!
Then I will be happy and my curse will be lifted. Who are these people? Friends of yours, huh?
Where is she?
Same! Safer with me than any creature on earth.
Very cheesy, this villain. Damn. Nice, it's his knife. And I liked how Carpenter showed that he had a knife in an earlier scene, so him pulling it in this scene is not surprising.
Sorcery. Chinese black magic.
You make one move.
Come on!
How?
Run, Jack. Oh. Nice. Lucky bastard.
All right, which way? Fast, before they wake up.
The gun in the hands of Jack is a Tech 9. Oh. Okay, the visual effects there in that particular scene was just very, very good. I wonder how they made that prop and lit it up and animated it.
Let's go, it's clear.
How was it clear? Like, they literally appeared in half a second.
A world so unreal and yet, at once, so frightening.
And they didn't fall for it for a second. The actual martial arts choreography in this film is very good. Probably not as good as Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan's work around the time, but the fact that they're using full frames and they're not scared to show the action goes a long way. And that's the only way out. They're getting closer to each other, okay. I wonder who the real protagonist is of the film. Is it Jack or Wang?
I count to 3. I open that door, and we move out. 3. We may be trapped.
That was a classic there and then again a gag where they look away for a second, look back, and look away again.
Time to go.
Just reach for the sky. Let's go!
No Gracie. Oh man. Looked like a gorilla or ape or something.
Where's Gracie?
And they realize Gracie's not there. Classic Carpenter, man. He has to have some sort of a monster in his films.
2 girls with green eyes?
You coming with us, Egg?
Of course, Jack, it's my destiny.
Oh boy.
Lupin is here.
You have come to seek me out with your green eye. The girl with green eyes. The girl who can tame the burning blade.
She falling under some sort of spell?
Little panda's down there.
Down where?
Where's the universe?
That's a lot of fadeaway transitions in the last 10 minutes. They're definitely under some sort of spell.
Samson, object!
Both of them did.
I will marry both women.
I'll marry both women. I wonder whether that'll give him even more power. Wow! I don't know what that was.
What'll come out no more?
That was surprising. Gracie broke out of her spell.
He had to find this certain girl of his prophecy and marry her to appease the god of the east. But to appease the emperor, he had to kill her. Kill her.
I think we're close to the ceremony. And I think we're entering the third act. Wow.
Don't get a nigga say.
Holy crap, the visual effects here are excellent. Not just good, excellent.
And then I will sacrifice Gracie Law to appease my emperor and live out my earthly pleasures with Mao.
Ah. So he's going to sacrifice Gracie. Excellent.
Cheers!
I got a very positive attitude about this.
Good, me too.
Yeah.
And witness his holy matrimony.
Amazing set. I always wonder how Carpenter achieves this with so little money.
Let him complete the ceremony, then he's ours for certain.
Damn. So I think this is the secret. They've been waiting for him to turn mortal so he can be defeated. Again, excellent stunt work. These are the strengths of the film. All these characters are so colorful and whimsical, and some of them are just outright corny, and it just works. Very creative. So they're fighting the manifestations of each other. I have to reiterate that this character is too similar to Raiden from Mortal Kombat. I have to wonder whether they took inspiration from this or not, because Mortal Kombat is a game I've been playing since MK1.
It's me, Gracie.
You alright?
Never mind me. We gotta get Lopan.
Where is he?
Oh, it's that...
A knife! This guy's 12 feet tall!
7. Hey, don't worry, I can handle him. I can see things no one else can see.
They do have good chemistry on screen, but I wonder when they fell for each other.
I've suffered so much pain and agony. I must sacrifice you, but I love you and I need you.
You know what old Jack Burton always says at a time like this?
Who?
Jack Burton. Me.
The disappointment in Gracie's face.
Goodbye, Miss Burton.
Oh! What? Lopan's dead? Just like that? If it's true, that's subverting my expectations, and what a scene. Does this mean Lopan reverts to his old body now, or is he just dead? John Carpenter, my man. He does excellent transformation scenes. Damn. This film is obviously very unrealistic, but it doesn't take away from the fun. That's convenient. Simple but effective.
What was that?
6.9 on the Richter scale. Hang on!
Okay, we made it.
Yeah. Our work's done.
Well, why don't you go on over to China, visit the motherland?
Nothing a triple.
Nothing or double.
Triple.
It's a very nice way to bookend the film, with the bet being collected, the debt being collected.
God, aren't you even gonna kiss her goodbye? See you around, Burton.
Never can tell.
I like that choice. I really like this choice by Carpenter. That was going to be one of my criticisms of the film, that I was thinking if Jack and Gracie end up together, but excellent choice by Carpenter, leaving him single.
Coming down in sheets thick as lead. Just remember.
And the film is ending just the way we were introduced, with Jack talking, but I really enjoyed the film, guys. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was a very fun film. Very funny and devoid of all fat. By that I mean the film was short and sweet. Carpenter did a great job with his direction, props, set design, music, and the action sequences. Although I have to say the character development was a little weak. Russell and the actor playing Wang, Dennis Dunn, were great in their roles. One of the first things I have to mention is the fact that even though Russell's character, Jack, was shown to be the primary antagonist, Wang was just as important of a character. I would even go as far as to say that he was the primary antagonist and Jack was his sidekick for several reasons. Number one, the whole story is set around rescuing Wang's love interest, Miao Yin. Secondly, unlike Jack, who makes several mistakes and was barely competent in the fighting sequences, Wang was shown to be a skilled martial artist and knew what the heck was going on from the beginning of the film almost. He was the person who was explaining the myths to Jack as the movie moved forward. Like I said, it was almost like Jack was the sidekick, but the story was told from his point of view. Let's start off with the directing by John Carpenter. He did a fantastic job in setting the atmosphere for his characters to play with. He set the fantasy tone very early with Mr. Egg, giving us a preview of what's to come in the first scene. Jack is then quickly introduced as a truck driver with friends in Chinatown. He joins his friend Wang to pick up Wang's fiancée from the airport, and things go south from there. Jack and Wang are dragged into Chinatown of San Francisco, where black magic and sorcery are quite literally real. As they make their way through several colorful and whimsical gangs with magical powers, exposition is provided to explain that the ancient Chinese sorcerer David Lo Pan, who is trapped on Earth with no flesh body for thousands of years, to break his curse, and to get his mortality back, he must marry a girl with green eyes, Miao Yang in this case. Around this time, Gracie, a local lawyer and Jack's love interest, who had green eyes too, was also introduced, and he was kidnapped by Lo Pan's cronies too. He plans to marry Yang and sacrifice Gracie to the gods, thus getting his mortality back and trying to rule the world and stuff. The film ends predictably though, with Lo Pan being defeated quite easily by Jack and Wang. The curse is lifted and the girls are rescued and they all live happily ever after. As for John Carpenter's unique directing style, he used his trademarked monsters. The floating head with several eyes, that was the highlight of the effects for me. Furthermore, Carpenter used his fadeaway transitions quite a few times too. I would say it was a better use of fadeaway transitions than The Thing. He also framed his shots pretty well, especially his action sequences with great choreography and editing. The choice of leaving most of the actors full frame and cutting a lot less really helped the action sequences feel realistic. The music in the film was also largely done by Carpenter himself. It wasn't a big surprise, as he's known to do this frequently, like he did with The Thing. The music and the score used in the film were great, with 80s synth notes mixed with Asian-inspired music. I would go as far as to say that the music in this film was a little better than that of The Thing, even though that was Ennio Morricone who did that. Carpenter was heavily involved, that's a whole separate story. The practical and visual effects, stunt work and set design were excellent to say the least. This is where Carpenter does his best work, and I think there were only a handful of directors at that time who could stretch a budget like Carpenter did. His sets were so detailed, and the makeup and props on the actors were they were top-notch for the budget and for the time period. If I had to think of criticisms of the film, I can think of two. The first one would be some of the performances by the secondary cast, like the extras and stuff. They were a bit hit and miss. I would go as far as to say some of the performances were a little over the top, but then again, Carpenter might have been going exactly for that, an almost B-movie but A-movie feel. My opinions would probably change after my second or third viewing. But anyway, secondly, the sorcerer Lo Pan was defeated way too easily in my opinion, and it did take me by surprise though. Maybe a more elaborate or funny or a different death would have suited this particular film better. But apart from that, overall, this film was a joy to watch. It's definitely a cult classic, and I understand why so many people love this film after so many years. Carpenter did a wonderful, wonderful job with his direction, and the lead actors Russell and Dunn were great too. This is a film I'll be watching in the near future. It still holds up pretty well today. Fun times. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.